And I'm back. I really just started a nice episode. This is like, what, 6th episode? And the same day? Night now, technically? Yeah, this session of mine is going on for a while. But, I should say, welcome back to PARANORMASIGHT, the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. We're gonna start off with Yako Sakazaki's story. Yako Sakazaki searches for the light of resurrection, hoping to revive her friend who jumped to her death. To get the information she needs, she meets with her classmate Mio Kurosuzo in their classroom at midnight to attempt using a spirit board. Yeah, so all this is happening at the same time as Yoko and Shogo. Like, as you can see, this is all during the same time. Yeah. All happening during the same time. It's all in the same night. Which is good to know. It's just happening differently. With Shogo, this was a different thing. This was something else. Like, this stuff doesn't actually happen. It's this one that happens. "12 a.m. Magata High School. That should be everything. No, hold on. That should be everything. Okay, let's start. Ready for this, Yoko? Sorry, give me a second. It's okay. It's normal to be nervous your first time. There's nothing to be scared of, I promise. Yes, I'm ready. High school student, Yoko Sakazaki. Yako is a student in Class 2C at Kamagata High School. Unable to comprehend why her childhood friend and classmate, Michio Shiraishi, committed suicide, she attempted to investigate the incident herself. However, she was unable to make any progress, and feeling desperate, invited transfer student Mio Kurosuzu to join her in performing a spirit board ritual. Born and raised in Honjo, Sumida City, Yako's family has owned and operated the beloved candy shop Sonoya since its establishment in the early Showa era. Despite her modest appearance, Yako is a cheerful and vivacious young woman with a sense of duty and compassion so strong that she is easily moved to tears. She is also a bit quick-tempered and quarrelsome, always prepared to stand up against those who harm her family or friends. It's possible, however, that this readiness to fight is more driven by an innate love of chaos. Yako's winning streak against arrogant boys and scraps since she was a child remains unbroken, and is a source of considerable stress for her mother. Alright, let's start. Man, I can't do the voice I'm trying to give this kid. Alright, let's start. No. Alright, let's start. That doesn't sound good either. Whatever. This is a spirit board. This is how we'll be communicating. First, I'll put my finger in the 10-yen coin that's on the board. Whoa, this is cool. Like this? Just like that. Relax your finger as much as you can. As you can. Now, for the chant, do what I say, okay? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, please visit us! Our turn. Scepter of the Spirit Board! Yes! Oh, that's good. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Scepter of the Spirit Horde. Please come on over. Scepter of the Spirit. Scepter of the Spirit Horde. Specter of the Spirit Horde. Please come on over. Please come on over. You're a little lost. Huh? Just relax, I'll say it again. Oh, Specter of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Your turn. Alright, I'll do it this time. Specter of the Spirit Board. Specter of the Spirit Board. Please visit us. Specter of the Spirit Board. Specter of the Spirit Board, please visit us. Good. Please, tell us if you are there. Oh! Wow, it really moved. Looks like we succeeded in summoning. You can ask questions now. Right, questions. Start with a question you know the answer to and see the response. Then, when you know your answers are being answered truthfully, you ask what you really want to know. Okay, I should have something simple. I think I should know the answer to this. I would hope so! Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, what is my name? Huh? What's the matter? How strange. No! Huh? They told me no. Oh, I bet it means it doesn't know. Maybe the Spectre of the Spirit Board, but it doesn't know everything. Is this spirit really the real deal? Yes. That's fine. I feel like he's giving me attitude. Is it really you? Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Are you truly the Spectre of the Spirit Board? Wait, what? Huh? They said no. Is it lying? Not quite. Spectre of the Spirit Board is just a temporary name we call them when using the board. We're actually calling a spirit with a strong tie to this place, or other people participating. In other words, the spirit is just, it just so happened to be nearby, just felt like answering. They don't really think of this as a Spectre of the Spirit Board. Oh, really? Huh, feels like some mystique has disappeared. Do you mind if I still call you Spectre of the Spirit Board? Yes? Okay. Thanks. Always good to remember to say please and thank you. I'll ask it again. What is my name? No. Didn't even hesitate this time. Fine. What is the name of the girl across from me? Oh, it's actually doing it! Mio. That's right. Grr, it's not fair. What is your name, Mio? You even use that weird character you use to spell your name. How flattering. Psychic girl, Mio Kurosuzu? Gosh, she even got the star in her hair. Mio Kurosuzu. Sex female, occupation, high school student. Mio transferred to Class 2C at Kamagata High School about 2 months ago. Although she is an extremely mild-mannered young woman, she exudes a somewhat off-putting dark aura, which makes it difficult for her to form friendships. Mio has, however, found a friend in her classmate, Nako Sakazaki, and has begun opening up to her a little bit. No cursing her. Opening up to her little by little. The truth of the matter is that Mio is the apprentice of a famous psychic, possessing exceptional spirit sense. She takes on the troublesome task of surreptitiously handling spiritual disturbances that break out in schools across Tokyo before they become a problem. She transfers schools frequently as a result, and thus has trouble making human friends. Mio's already solved an incident at Kamagata High School involving a female student possessed by a spirit. Although she takes effort to hide her spirit sense, many develop an impression that Mio has a deep knowledge of the occult and the paranormal upon first meeting her, leading her to be anxious that her secrets have been exposed. The most common comment she receives is that she seems to get along well with crows and black cats. I have a black cat. I get along with her quite well too. Doesn't mean that I have spirit sense. Black cats are not unlucky. I mean, seriously, my fat black cat is probably one of the sweetest, cutest cats that I've ever seen in my life. Also, just generally, she's a great cat. She loves to cuddle. So, black cats are awesome. And crows? I have a friend who loves crows. I bet. Even the teachers get it wrong all the time. I guess these paranormal beings just tend to take a liking to you. I don't know how I should feel about that. I expected the spirit board. Where are we? Oh, this is what she said in high school. That's how the double is. Highschool. High school, that's right. The answers don't seem to be very precise. Alright, it's time to try asking serious questions. Yeah. Who does Mio have a crush on? I expected the spirit board. Where's the name of the boy Mio has a crush on? Hey, you going to ask that kind of question? Doesn't everyone ask this kind of stuff with spirit boards? Besides, I'm curious. No, let's not do this. No. Huh, I said no. Guess that must mean you don't have a crush on anyone. Whew. Yeah, that's it. No is correct. Let's move on. No. Or maybe. I expected the spirit board. Do you mean the boy isn't in our class? Wow. Hey, stop that. Maybe exercise here. If that's the case, then. I expected the spirit board is a teacher at our school. No good, huh? Yako, cut it out already. You made the effort to sneak in at night. We shouldn't waste time with these questions. You got a point. What's that? Okay, here I go. I'll be serious now. Yes, please. Respecter of the spirit board. Did Michio Shuraishi in our class died by committing suicide by jumping 1 week ago? Really commit suicide? No. Oh! Ooh! So it really wasn't? I'm not surprised. I never believed it from the start. Now's the important part. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Michio Shuraishi. Sex female. Occupation high school student. For a second? None. Michio was a second-year student at Kamagata High School. She was found deceased 1 week ago in a back alley off South Warigesai Street. Her entire body broken and severely contorted. Ugh. Police determined that Michio committed suicide by jumping from a nearby apartment building. So there's no suicide note. Police based a conclusion on interviews with Michio's peers. Michio was an honor student with a good head on her shoulders and consistently excellent good grades, making her a favorite among the teachers. Although she appeared somewhat reserved, she had a positive outlook on life and a courageous spirit, so why did they think suicide? Michio and Yako formed a long-lasting friendship during childhood. Yako's unbending, uncompromising attitude deeply influencing Michio. However, beneath her strong exterior, Michio had been pushing herself too hard and keeping her emotions bottled up to the point that they risked overflowing. Ah, I see. Following her father's death 3 years ago and moving to a new house, Michio began avoiding Yako. Why? Although the two remained in the same area of town and attended the same high school, they gradually grew farther apart. Yako herself worried for her childhood friend, but incapable of wading into complexities of Michio's home life, kept her distance. The days passed, and though Michio longed to confess everything to Yako, the moment to do so never came. Michio carried an old talisman, a memento of her father, with her at all times. This cause of death. Oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board. Did Michio Shiraishi die in an accident? Of course you're not wrong. That name. I said yes. So it was an accident, not a suicide. Michio. Then, did she slip and fall from the apartment building? Oh. Huh? She did it? What do you mean? Michio didn't die falling from the apartment building. Yes. No way! If that were true, then why would she lie on the ground like that in the back alley of the apartment building? It was an accident, but not a fall? I respected the spirit board. What happened to Michio on that day? It's contemplating. It's just like it doesn't know the details. Then how about, oh, Spectre of the Spirit Board, we want to use that right of resurrection to bring Michio back to life. Do you know what a right of resurrection is? I wonder. Huh? What the hell? Ah! What is this? Stop! I'm scared! Neil! Calm down! You have like dark force always! Stop! Can't hear is the procession. Please stop. It hurts. Who's procession? Such deep sorrow. A resentful memory flowing through my mind. The fierce procession, those who hear it, shall fall into the depths of hell. Kill them. Kill them. Those who hear the sound, kill them all. Your hard power of the curse stone, the fool's procession. When used to kill those who hear the sound and used when the curse echo for more than 30 seconds. The effect will be negated if you are seen in that time. Oh. Press the use curse button to reduce the sound. Cause updated. Procession. First power. Codes by fatal fall. Kills by fatal fall, one appears exclusive for 30 seconds without taking the first game. Resentful memory. Omio stood atop the tall festival tower. It was her time to shine, and she was ecstatic. It had been years since she joined a troupe, but she had yet to enjoy her day in the spotlight. She wasn't particularly pretty, nor was she all that talented. It's like gossip in a loud one. She wasn't well liked by her peers. Some of the other girls thought of her as a teacher's pet and bullied her. I don't care about that, she thought. I'll use this chance to make something of myself. Ugh. Everything was perfect. She wore a beautiful kimono, and elegantly pomade mask over her face. The stage was set. The company event began. She danced with everything she had. Applause rained down upon her from the crowd. Her breathing hastened in silence. That's strange. I can't take my mask off. The smell of glue was sharply nauseous. So that's how it is. I knew it was too good to be true. Her screams were drowned out by the music as she squirmed and struggled. Almio is giving it her all today. We have to keep up. The crowd lightened even more. No, please someone help me. She fell from the tower, writhing in pain, as she begged those around her for help. The music stopped in time with Omio's heart. Wow, that is seriously messed up. Oh Might it sound like that? Might it sound like that? A murderous impulse seizing my soul like big black tar. Now! Kill! And then you hear it, curse bear! You who so strongly desires the right! Kill them! That's where it ends? What? Information they gained from the spirit board suggests that Michio's death was not a suicide. When they continue to press the spirit board for the location of right of resurrection, a curse cycle suddenly appears. Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to start with Haru then. When the son of Haru Shigema was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Haru has hired a private investigator to help her resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. May those who mock fires, flame, perish, and flame. Kill them! Kill them! The flame bearers! Kill them all! The blood powered curse stone, the hunting clappers. You can use it to kill those who flee. Those who inspire or fire starting to vice on their person. Plus you use curse button to start your target alight. Curse power. Killed by burning one who's in possession of fire or a fire-starting device. Resentful memory. Red, red, red. Everything is dyed crimson. My home is burning to the ground. It's hot. So hot. Just call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must burn from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh, right. Her. To be the work of that vixen who appeared concerning the enchant of my lord. That witch! Those hauntingly cold eyes. They had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand, as I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure in under her orders? Must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. It feels like my head split open. Alright. The evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I got to do it louder. Clack, clack. May those among fires flame, perish in flame. Murders. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like big black tar. Now! Kill! Ow, my throat. When you hear it, curse bear. You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them! Fire's might! 12 a.m. My mansion reception room. Back with me, ma'am. Can't you understand what just happened? But it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. Sweet dreams. Housewife. Haru Shigema. Don't look like she's having a good day. Haru is a housewife. Curse Echo. The Hunting Clappers. Haru is a housewife who resides in a manor near Shimoku Bridge. Her 11-year-old son, Shuichi, was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case, a mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police. Leaving no room for negotiation, the incident was covered up and Shuichi's killer remains at large, leading the aggrieved Haru to call on the services of private investigator Richter Kai to uncover the truth. Shigema family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigema line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Haru's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigemo clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Haru's marriage grew cold. Though she wasn't for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Haru a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Following the incident, Haru spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks at her husband, only further soured the relationship. A few months later, Haru's husband was transferred to another area for work and now rarely returns home. With Haru left to live in a large, empty mansion alone, the housekeeper, who has been with the family for a long time, comes in to take care of all the housework. Haru has nothing but time on her hands. No, not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. An old hanging scroll. I know he painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born. A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. I don't really know how it works. Most homes don't have one. I rarely find a use for it. A telephone. Especially as a private line. The swinging of the pendulum echoes through the room. It feels livelier than usual with Richter here. Usually it's just me. Color television. Hey, like what we see with the storyteller. Father brought one as soon as it hit the market. Wants to have the latest gadgets. Like the latest models, there is no remote control. Had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. With father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. I read it in the wrong voice at first. He put it up just before. Well, you know what happened. Still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. I knew it! It's head Honjo from way back in set number 1. It's a real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them. But this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is, nobody knows who made them. They start showing up around town, and soon enough, they'd won everybody's hearts. The story goes that they are made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. The fake one would turn up here of all places. He's a good son, I'm sure of it. Oh, well, that's nice. Mockingbird number 1 discovered. Mocking... Yeah. Mockingbirds. Popular bird mascot stickers seem to pop up everywhere. Nobody knows who the legendary artist is behind these quirky birds, but they quickly became popular for their surreal, yet oddly cute designs. But in the right place at the right time in Honjo, be in the right place at the right time in Honjo, and you might just be able to find all 20 of them scattered around. Legend has it collecting them all will bring good luck. Mockingbird stickers. At Honjo. Wait a minute. I was just ready to do this. Jackpot. Late at night, on the way home. Look up at the first house. On the morning green, before hearing the history, that bright garden, you won the lottery. Wait until you feel like yourself again. Detectives and private eyes. Ringing telephone booth. Said a detective. Waiting at the entrance. Waiting at the intersection. Bridge Piranha. Unique looking playground. Visiting the park at night. Are we gonna play as Yoko again? This stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. An arrangement of flowers. Bring in someone to do it. They don't even know what the flowers are called. My heart's still racing. This is it, my chance, at long last. The guest table. I don't know where Father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it. The private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They say he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Oda City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. After talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like a reliable source. The eccentric man that Shogo Okie ran into at Honjo Bridge. He was actually a private investigator in an office in Oda City, Tokyo. When taking on a request from Haru Shigema to investigate the unsolved kidnapping and murder of her son, he gets caught up in the events surrounding the rite of resurrection. Once a police officer, Victor was racked with guilt over the police's inability to help all those in need, and quit the force to start his own private investigation firm. However, his soft-hearted nature leads him to take on too many cases and has put his office in dire financial straits. How how he is still in business is a mystery, with some whispering that a wealthy patron is keeping him afloat. Victor studied alongside Detective Junierio at the police academy. Somewhat surprisingly, given his outlandish clothing and mannerisms, Victor excels at covert operation investigations and tailing his targets. He proudly refers to himself as an investigator extraordinaire, though that only ever succeeds at impressing himself. Victor's biggest source of happiness is nuzzling his pet female albino parakeet, Ernestine, which he keeps in his office. He also enjoys collecting mockingbird stickers, a popular line of merchandise featuring birds inexplicably dressed like humans. He can be frequently sighted searching around town for them. While out and about, Victor typically leaves the office, and more importantly, Ernestine, in the care of Emma Mori, a junior high schooler who volunteered to assist Victor after being involved in a previous case. But what? You see that character as well eventually? As your Huron agency, we private investigation firm in Kamada, Oda City, originally Kai, thought they gave it a simple name like Kai Statistic Agency. But upon hearing that people are more likely to pick names listed at the front of the phone book alphabetically, he decided to pick a name starting with an A. Thus, the Azure Heron Agency was established. However, it is questionable whether the heron, a bird of somewhat ominous significance, is an effective symbol for attracting customers. Even his own assistant has referred to the name as confusing at best. After all, rather than an azure heron, Richard keeps a white parrot as a pet, and dresses not in blue, but mostly in white. There's a symbolic connection to be made here. It has surely been lost on all but Victor himself. Private investigator also knows a private eye, as a detective who operates their own agency. Although there are no formal qualifications necessary to become a private investigator, many are retired police agents or detectives due to the similarities between the work involved. At a glance, private investigation firms and inquiry offices might look similar, but they carry out different types of investigations. Inquiry officers specialize in conducting credit card credit checks on businesses, while private investigators are generally involved in tailing persons of interest and gaining information surreptitiously. This is all true. No, I'm studying law at the moment. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out. And the whole time, you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. Care to tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? Oh, the chandelier. I didn't even look at the chandelier. Interesting. Very interesting. So the hunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection, and gave you the curse you need to do it. We got that right? That's right. It was all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. It was like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying there's some supernatural force at work. Oh. The lights. Chandelier's the only thing in here that's my choice. My favorite part of the room. Oh. I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence. And it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before you said a word. Already there in my head, it's clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched onto my soul, with the curse echoes resentful memories. So I can feel it. What it was like. Dying like they did hundreds of years ago. Breathed in flames, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. The agony of the rage. There's no bloodlust. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. I see. That could be a problem. You think so? From what I know of you, how sure do you see it as an opportunity? The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Good grief. Talk about a spanner in the works. Say we take stock for a moment. Remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look at your son's kidnapping last year. The incompettent truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigema. Yes, I remember. You never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today, in fact. Kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last known, and I've come up with a grand total of... 1 lead! So you said. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. Remember, you were just about to tell me. The Shigema kidnapping overview. Kidnapping and murder case that took place at Red Box, you know? No. The kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida, around 1 year ago. Haru Shigema's son, Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigema family was closely tied to the police, and Shuichi was a grandson of a senior official, it was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. Kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police, and a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all the more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit. Losing the public's confidence, the culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. The 3 days of failure and proof of failure, Haruhi reached a breaking point. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible. But her husband and father, who had held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frenetic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called it to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed as Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence. Yes, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case has long gone cold. Oh, Shuichi Shikima. Sex male, occupation elementary school student. Birth cycle 9. The only son of Haru Shikima. He was kidnapped and murdered 1 year ago. His body was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi was a conscientious boy, brave young boy, who was determined to protect his mother, Haru, amid his father's frequent absences. He dreamed of becoming a police officer and displayed diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano, learning abacus, taking English lessons, and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them all to go out on a hunt for Mockingbird stickers. You know, you still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I've found, and then we can make a decision. Alright. I suppose there's not much point going over to kidnapping yourself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just to confirm a few things about the case. Please trace the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, Northern Oyoko River, here in Sumida City. It's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from. But it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive. The Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it's likely that he was abducted by car on his route home. Maybe, plus. Exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. He's very firm about that. I know he understood, too, and saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So did they target him at some other time? Or somewhere away from his usual route? Or did they seem a little far-fetched? Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? Police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided the kidnapper must have gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? Oh, before I continue on here, I would like to say that this section that I'm doing right now, this section for Haru, I watched in a YouTube video, so I know all of this. I have my own theories and everything, so I'll say them when I come to them. The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car. But how? The only thing that makes sense to me is if they were somebody that we would have a reason to trust. A teacher, perhaps, or a relative. A teacher, or somebody else that he knew. But all of the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. Police checked them all thoroughly. He did, huh? Knowing those numbers are a problem like the cops. What if it wasn't someone he knew? Or rather, what if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? Dun dun dun! That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigema family has close ties with the police after all. You would have had a reason to trust them. You might be right. But surely, they couldn't have. Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point, after all. They're meant to be a visible deterrent against crime. But here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger. Stranger danger! How does subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man? I wonder who will get that reference. Stranger danger! If you can tell me what that reference is in the comments below, I'll specifically state the name of the video. Not like it'll matter much, you get barely any views anyway, but yeah, whatever. Next video is what I mean by that. Or, I should say, actually no, I'll just favorite your comment. How about that? It's easier on me. Besides, she was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into a car? He might have. My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. We certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays. But if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here. And you think the culprit was a young woman. But it was a man's voice on the phone. She might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. If anything, that'll explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. So the question is, did anybody see Shuichi speak with a young woman on the day of its disappearance? See what I said about people's biases? It goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe, if I started asking you questions, I might get some new answers. I spent my day asking about Shuichi's school route, see if anyone had seen anything. And one man thought he had. You mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so we asked if we could talk in private. 7 hours earlier. Alright, this should do. There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. Excuse me. What was your name again? Januichi. No, Januichi. Januichi. Got it. Well, Januichi, lawyers. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigema's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. Well, excuse me if that caught my attention a little off guard. No, that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who's trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shirash. I think that's how it's pronounced. Dead! Interesting. A schoolgirl, eh? I think you've been naughty. There's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows. But I saw what she did. Michio Shirashi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigema. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I don't think much of it at the time. But then he went missing. She murdered him. I'm sure of it. Or at least, she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. His voice is scratching my throat and it's really hurting. Oh, I'm gonna grab some milk after this. Mostly because I'm currently out of water in my purifier and I have to refill it again. Yeah, it's not cold when it's refilled. And milk is it hydrates more than water sometimes. Generally speaking, I need milk. I'm gonna pour this milk in a moment. This video. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see, I can't explain that. I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't! She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life. So you've been sitting on that all this time, and you think she's coming for you now that you spilled the beans? Yes, that's it! Exactly! I'm begging you, don't let her get me! Arrest her, I'm telling you, she's a demon! Now you seem to believe what you're saying, but it doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. It's true, her house. Forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough, I'll find someone else to help me. Hey. That guy is who I think is the killer. I think he happens to be the one who actually Shuichi. Or at the very least, he's the one that killed Michio. Now, he may not be the culprit of Shiguma's kidnapping and slash murder, but he may be the murderer of Michio. Yeah. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk. But I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. Then, if we can just find that girl. Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, there's some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name's Kohai Jonouchi. He's a teacher at Kamagata High School here in Sumida. A teacher? Then this schoolgirl is one of his students. Yes, I think that's very likely. At last, we've got a lead. Hopefully it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. The rites of resurrection, huh? I read about that in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say that the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. I had hope. Real hope, for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school? And if I just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, she would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was our culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any, if it's funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the rights. Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. You can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if this right is a real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that the problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all? I thought I was going to be competing with other curse bearers. Then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parents in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. That's so, is it? Dear, oh dear. What have I gotten myself into? If it makes you uncomfortable, you won't have to get into any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be part of the murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. That's a shame. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? If that was all you were after, I could lend you my services, guilt-free. The other curse bearers want to kill each other. That's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work. We can worry about that later. Well then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. My. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? The haunted clappers, was it? It's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all the curse bears being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. You need to be ready. The curses make their bears more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. And if I remember correctly, haunted clappers can set people on fire. Well, if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person, is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. Guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. Seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up against someone else's on the table. Well, we have the one that Shogo got, the Whispering Canal, which was literally just you gotta turn your back on him and boom, dead. Yako's is can't be seen, and they gotta listen to the music for 30 seconds before, and then they're dead. And Tetsuo's was his was a his was if they lied, if they're misleading him, dead. What would Tetsuo? Wait, who does Tetsuo want back? Want to bring back with the right of resurrection? Who died to him? But for him, who? Wait, no. Do you think that he was the detective that botched the investigation of Shuichi's murder or kidnapping that caused his murder? Maybe he wants to bring him back. Really? I really think that is that good. The targets can't do much to throw it off. It has a nice long activation window. Big that it works on lighters too. Slip one into your target's pocket. And say that condition were already fulfilled, they even knew you're there. They won't even know what hit them. Maybe. I won't have to actually use it. Just tell someone I could. You have to do what I said. This could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. Or you could use the curse, then back out at the last second. The last second? An interesting idea. The lighter right here. We could try it now. Yeah, no. That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am. If you don't mind me saying. I don't think it's just a curse. You flatter. So what we do next? First of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. Right then. Have you decided what you want me to working on? Okay, there we are, see? Finally. Finally, I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son. Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus all my efforts on into the kidnapping. Although something just occurred to me. You can't investigate the matter at night, can you? At least until the sun rises. You search for the other curse bearers. Huh. Alright, I see how it is. Well, I'd be happy to help. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Even when they kill under the cover of darkness will be discovered until sunrise. Won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up, and I can start asking questions. I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I've been trying to find Miss Shiraishi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. Now then, I bid adieu. Farewell. I shall get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find out anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. Alright. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it. And try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. Ah. Well, I'm gonna end this episode here. I'm gonna pour me some milk, and I might even grab an ice cream cone to eat. Because, why not? No? But, I'll see y'all in the next episode. Have a nice evening, everyone.